Hi everyone, my name is Maya James. I am a junior psychology major from New Haven, Connecticut, here studying at Hampton University. My hopes is to become a human resource representative in the near future. Today I want to talk to you about my physiological psychology project. This project was a little bit hard for me only because, it's still new to write in APA style, to write in as far as an experiment. We didn't actually conduct an experiment, but then write a paper for future tense. So it was a little bit different for me to understand, but I'm glad that I took this class because now I know concepts I didn't know before. Um, the class also was a little challenging because I'd never really excelled in science, and although this is still psychology, it has some science related, material as far as neurons, neurotransmitters, different things in the cell body, things that's still kind of hard for me to grasp, but definitely challenging and yet fun and exciting class, especially with Dr. Brown. He taught it very well. So I hope you bear with me as I explain more about my project and show you a little bit of clips and videos that will better explain the paper that I wrote. Thank you. Hope you enjoy. Let's begin with explaining what neurofeedback is. Neurofeedback is also called neurotherapy or neurobiofeedback. This is a type of biofeedback that uses real-time displays of brain activity, most commonly used with the EEG, to teach self-regulation of brain function. What does this mean? It means that the EEG will then record brain waves, and from the brain waves, it then feeds back and shows different brain functions that's happening at this distinct time. Hi, I'm back. I'm going to explain to you why neurofeedback training is basically important, why people use it. So, neurofeedback training is used to enhance self-regulatory capacity over the brain activity in your mental state. Um, in the article that I found called Evidence Based Information on Clinical Use of Neurofeedback for ADHD, with authors as Moriyama, K, and Brandeis, they said that neurofeedback is a promising alternative for treatment with those with ADHD. Not only do people use neurofeedback for ADHD, but they do it for just regular attention deficits. It may not be as severe as ADHD, but they realize that they aren't able to pay attention, here's say in class, while at work, trying to multitask. It was pretty hard, as well as people who may have memory loss, people that just want to have a better understanding of their brain, why they react the way they react, what parts of their brain are working when they do certain things, when they have different stimulus or stimuli. So, these are different reasons why people use neurofeedback, how neurofeedback is actually becoming more and more popular. What is an EEG? An EEG is a method in which brain electrical activity is monitored. So let's begin by talking more about the history of EEG. In 1875, Sir Richard Caton presented his findings about electrical phenomena of exposed cerebral hemispheres of rabbits and monkeys. Later on, 15 years later, in 1890, Sir Adolf Beck published an investigation of spontaneous electrical activity in the brain of rabbits and dogs. In 1924, Sir Hans Berger recorded the first human EEG. With this being said, why is an EEG used? An EEG is used mainly when there's a need to diagnose or manage epilepsy, ADHD, and different type of brain activities that go on. It can be used to investigate other conditions such as dementia, head injuries, brain tumors, and hemorrhages. An EEG can identify areas of the brain that are not properly working. The part of the brain that I was focusing on for my project was the prefrontal cortex, which is located in the front towards the frontal lobe. During this project, I decided to use that part of the brain because this part of the brain controls the functions of memory, of attention. For the experiment, we placed the EEGs in the circle area in the picture shown. The reason that we posted it on the forehead in that area is because that is part of the prefrontal cortex that controls attention. Throughout the experiment, the student wore the EEG located in that position while reading and doing an assignment in a quiet classroom as well as a classroom that had individuals talking. This way, we want to be able to test both scenarios and compare results on how well the student was able to pay attention.